Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Wednesday. So I will be out of town. I'm going to try to post tomorrow morning, but my flight's tomorrow, so it just depends on time. If I can get packed early and stuff, I'll be able to have plenty of time to post. So we'll see. And hope everyone's doing fantastic. It's supposed to be cooler today here. I'm glad. Really hot the last 2 days. Okay, let's get started. What do we need to know? I'm using the Somnia. What do we need to know? Okay. Current situation. 5 of Swords. I got the it's almost like a I can't get out of here. I mean, like I know 8 of Swords is the stuck feeling, but that's how I felt. Okay, so when I do those kind of things, when I practiced reading a long time ago, I would pull a card, and then I would just write down the first thing I saw, first thing I felt, first thing I heard, for all of those firsts. And that's kind of how I was taught to read a long time ago. And I still do it because to me that's the key to the reading, and using your intuition is like, what am I seeing here? Anyway, so when I do that, that's where that comes from. Present influence. 2 of Swords. Future influence. 5 of Pentacles. It's interesting to me to see the 2 5s with the 2 of Swords, a 5 of Pentacles, a 5 of Swords, and then the 2 of Swords in the middle. That's an interesting feeling. Unexpected. Empress. Challenge. Wheel. Strength. Ace of Cups. Where does this lead? Knight of Swords. 10 of Cups. And Star. Well, that's good for such weird energies here. Okay, advice is 3 of Swords. I don't know. 6 of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. So the 6 of Wands, like, when you look at it, it's bright. The candles are lifted up. Like, here I am. Sometimes, I got the feeling, like, I don't always get this, but like, here I am, look at me. There might be a feeling like you want to be seen, either by somebody or, at work or just in general. Like, maybe like, I want to be seen, and don't think of it as like, on the stage or like on social media, but like, I want to be seen. Maybe you feel like, maybe no one is recognizing what you're doing, or it kind of, that's the feeling I'm getting. So we have the 2 of Swords in the present influence with the 5 of Swords in the current situation. These two kind of always should be going together to some degree or another. The influence is a decision that you need to make, and you need to make it because you have to really, you're in a position of how hard do I work at this? I don't know how to keep going, and you know that you need to make a decision, because I feel like you just feel like you keep trying to move forward and it's not working, and that's a struggle. And that's kind of like, I can't get out of here. But the the 2 of Swords, you've got to make a decision if you want to decide, either do I just walk away from the situation or do I keep going? I feel like it's more that you need to keep going. Now, everybody's going to be a little different, but it feels like you're just like not knowing how to get there. And I kind of get that feeling because of the 5 of Pentacles and the future influence. 5 of Pentacles is letting us know, like, sometimes the normal way isn't working. You've got to take a look at, how to do things differently. Now, this 5 of Pentacles, kind of feels a little bit to me like hiding from the truth or hiding from something. Or you know how sometimes when you just the feel, I don't know, some of you might get this, but some might not. It's like, I want to use the word depression, like if depression hits or something's really bothering you, you don't want to be seen. So there's that conflict between this and this, like almost like I don't want to, I don't know, I don't know if I really want to be seen. So that's again part of the choices. But I feel like more importantly that it's like, okay, I need to take a different direction here. Not the norm. I can't keep doing things the same way over and over again and expecting a different result. And sometimes it's not really a different way as much as it is a different way of thinking. That sometimes like I don't know, we have a way of thinking, and we might not be doing the exact same thing moving forward, but it has the same idea moving forward. So let's look at this. I'm going to look at the Five of Swords. Tell me about the Five of Swords, please. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, Emperor, Two of Cups. So for some of you, this is a relationship or any kind of relationship, but it's like, you know, you've been holding on to it, trying to control a situation that you can't control. And it could be a relationship, but keep that broad as far as relationships go. But that's what this is. It's like, I've been holding on to this. I'm trying to control it. And that's the decision. Do I keep doing this? Do I keep trying to hold on to this? Do I keep doing this? What is the Five of Pentacles in the future influence? Let's look at that. Five of Pentacles. I think the decision is just more, do I keep holding on to this? Do I keep, you know, how do I get out of this? Five of Pentacles, please. Ace of Cups, Hermit, Five of Swords. I feel like you're searching for something new here. Again, this Ace of Cups doesn't necessarily mean a new relationship, but searching using a new attitude. The Hermit is that search, and that's the Five of Pentacles, feeling kind of lost, like you keep doing the same thing over and over again. And again, we're going back to the Five of Swords. So how are you going to get out of that if you can't, you know, look at doing things differently? So I feel like that's where we're headed here. I feel like you get out of it. And I do feel like there's, this Ace of Cups, it does come in your strength. So there is something new that will perk you up. And that's good too. So let's do the Empress and the Unexpected. So Empress is really about taking care of things, nurturing, you know, and nurturing behavior. This could be someone coming in unexpectedly that's going to help you nurture this, nurture this situation. Or it could be just you learning how to correct or fix or go in a different direction. Tell me more about the Empress and the Unexpected. Yeah, Nine of Cups, Six of Cups, Eight of Swords. It's kind of like being stuck in the past a little bit here. Like there's some kind of dream happening here. And and it does, it either reminds you of the past or it's from the past. I'm getting more of the energy that it's from the past. The Eight of Swords is that stuck. Keep in mind too, the Eight of Swords is not, it's kind of blinded. So I'm getting a lot of stuck feelings here. And especially too with that wheel being in the challenge, it's really hard to move forward, really hard. And that's what you're struggling with. And that's what all of these hard cards are, not necessarily something bad happening. It's more, how do I get out of it? And you're struggling with that. Now, I do feel like this Empress can help you because it's going to make you look at the past, because that's where this lies, is something that is, you want to continue from the past. Um, or it's a situation from, yeah, it's like, and it could, again, you leave it open. I mean, we do have the 10 of cups here, but that is fulfillment as well as anything else. So, keep an open mind here. We have the wheel. I just feel like I think the Empress is going to open up your eyes more than anything. When that energy hits, whether it's somebody or yourself, it comes in unexpectedly, but I do believe it's an eye opener. And once we can open up our eyes, we can realize that we need to head in a different direction. And I do feel like this energy comes in, this Knight of Swords comes in to help. So the wheel is that challenge, and the wheel is about forward moving. It's time moving forward. It's also luck. So there might be a little bit of a feeling that you're not getting lucky, or you're not, you know, getting good fortune, which isn't necessarily the case. If you're thinking that, like, that's part of the reason why you wouldn't. And it also feels to me more like, you know, how do I move forward? The challenge is, how do I move forward? How do I, you know, I feel like things need to change, but and anytime you have all of these hard cards, especially that Eight of Swords coming up, tells me, yeah, how do I do this? And that's the Five of Pentacles. I got to do something different here. So then we have the Ace of Cups. I'm going to clarify this in your strength. So there is a new something. Let's see what this new something is, because it comes in as helping you. Whether, I mean, this can be that Empress, you know, a new relationship of some sort. When I say relationship, it's anything. Like, it could be even a new relationship with yourself, as far as, okay, like, I gotta dig deep to do this differently. What is this Ace of Cups? What is this new? Four of Swords, Hermit, Two of Cups. I feel like this is you absolutely healing from a situation. So we've had the Hermit in the middle of clarifiers twice. And we had Hermit, I think, the last reading a lot. The Four of Swords is that healing, the rest, the separation. It's not really a separation, but it is a rest. The Hermit being on that search. And the search is for, I feel like, a comfortable relationship. Again, this can be any kind, but you are searching for comfort to some degree. I'm getting the feeling of comfort here with this Two of Cups. Not necessarily a love relationship, but more of a comfortable feeling. And I do feel like that the Ace of Cups here is a new relationship, whether that's with yourself or with someone else. It could be, but it's helping you to move forward. But it does come from your search. And that search came from, you know, realizing that you need to heal. So there's that feeling right there. So it is a strength in the respect that I feel like someone might come in, and it could be this Empress, where it's really going to help you see how to do things differently, which is going to be important. Because I feel like that's the biggest thing here with the Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, that Eight of Swords that popped up. You know, that is all about what I'm doing isn't working, and I need to do it differently. So let's see what this Knight of Swords is, because I feel like this. So it goes Knight of Swords, Ten of Cups, Star. You do hit a good place here with the Ten of Cups to the Star, but this Knight of Swords, I think, is the catalyst to that. And I'm really interested to see more about this Knight of Swords. Please, what is this Knight of Swords? Tell me more. The Magician, Nine of Cups, and Page of Swords. And that's interesting, because the Page of Swords is again came after that Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So to me, this is like understanding. I mean, this could be somebody, but you know, the cards are saying maybe, maybe not. But and the reason why I say that is sometimes magician can be somebody, and sometimes it can just be an attitude. But I do feel like there is something that, and with the Page of Swords, okay. So, you know, sometimes I feel about the magician is that you're not seeing everything because, you know, the sleight of hand thing. And the Page of Swords is about things becoming clear. So I think this Knight of Swords, whether it's a person or an epiphany, you're going to realize that whatever, you're going to understand what was hidden from you. And it has to do with your wishes. So whether this is a relationship or whether this is something involving work or home or just like, you know, building a better relationship with yourself, it's something. I feel like the Page of Swords here is there going to be an epiphany that does come in. I don't know if it comes from somebody. I kind of feel like it does, or there's something that happens that opens your eyes. Either you hear some news or you get a message, or you know, and it might not even be directly from somebody in particular, but it opens your eyes to things. And I think that's going to be really important moving forward. So then we have the 10 of Cups after that. So the 10 of Cups to the Star, I really like that. So this is like feeling fulfilled, the 10 of Cups, being in a situation where there is definitely fulfillment, you know, a give and take, you know, that 10 of Cups, the sharing, they're sharing the water, right? The water's going back and forth and collecting. So it's like that feeling of sharing. But what I really do like to see is that you're going to be okay here with the Star. And sometimes when we really want something or we feel stuck, it feels like we're, you know, not being punished, but we feel kind of like, is it, am I ever gonna, you know, get out of this? Am I, because it's just like, it's hard. And in a lot of these kind of cards that are appearing here, it's not because you're doing something wrong or being dishonest. It's because there's something that you're holding on to, right? That may not be good for you, or it may be, but no matter what, you can't control it. So it feels so hard. And then let's clarify what the 10 of Cups is moving forward. What's the 10 of Cups? What is the 10 of Cups here? Tell me more about the 10 of Cups. So we've got Magician again with the King of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. So there may be a different route here with a person with this King of Cups. And it has to do with the lack of knowledge that they've been hiding from you. And I feel like either part of me feels like you might still not get the truth completely, but there is going to be that epiphany that comes in. But again, they have to tell you this could be one of two things. I feel like because it's the 10 of Cups, this is something you've been kind of hiding from, and it has to do with a person. Yeah, it doesn't have to be love, but it is someone that's important. I think too, there's also a feeling to me that you're going to take things with that King of Cups attitude as well. Like just really understanding that what really helps is just letting things happen. You know, there's some things you can't control. And those are the things where we just need to use that King of Cups and kind of allow ourselves to go with the flow a little bit and really, you know, dig into that more than trying to control the situation. But I feel like when that's part of the realization, that's part of the Ace of Cups in your strength. So okay, I get this. I know how to move forward. I know how to do this. And we'll clarify the Star at the end here. What is the Star? Because I mean, this Star feels good because they've reached the top of the hill. And the Star, of course, comes after the Tower, which is there is light at the end of the tunnel. The Star gives you hope. The Star, you know, the stars allow you to dream and wish and all of those things. Tell me more about the Star, please. What is the Star? I feel like I really am getting the feeling of you're seeing everything, like everything starting to make sense. Tell me more about this Star. 10 of Pentacles, Temperance, ooh, and High Priestess. Look at that. Yeah, I think this is, I mean, I feel like with that 10 of Pentacles, I feel like things are going to start making sense. This may have something to do with work, with the 10 of Pentacles or your home. So this is not necessarily love, but now it could be a romantic relationship that's driving the situation a little bit or has something to do with it. But I think you realize your stability here and how much you know, you've gained along the way with that 10 of Pentacles, and the Temperance being that I can make things happen with only what I have control of or my manifesting. And then, and you can bring people into your life, but you can't force another person into your life, right? You can say, you know, I want to bring in love, and you can manifest bringing in love, but not necessarily from a particular person. Because if you're doing that, that's a spell, and that's not a good spell, because you're forcing, you're trying to force something on someone else particularly. But bringing in love is allowing the universe to bring you a person, not necessarily the person. So manifesting is really good, but you still cannot manifest. People will tell you you can, and they'll have all those things out there where, you know, you want to bring this person back into your life, or you want to do this, and we'll do this. Know that if they do come back, there it's a forced thing, and you can't do that with someone else's free will. Everyone has free will. So when you manifest bringing love into your life, or a good relationship, or friends, or whatever, you are putting out there that you are welcome and open to love, which allows love to come in. And then, anyway, sorry, I went on that tirade because I don't know, there's a lot of people that try to trick us. And we have to realize that everyone has free will. The High Priestess is, you know, that energy of knowing. So I do feel like you are going to absolutely understand, you know, how to move forward and really make a difference in your life. There's something here that really needs to be shaken free. And it's something you've probably been dealing with a long time. And it's just like, I gotta get this moving. I gotta get this out, because that wheel is in that challenge. And this might not be something that's particular to now. It's just kind of manifesting now, or coming, you know, coming back into sight for you, and going, I really need to do something here. And that's why I'm feeling like I've been giving everything, and now what? So I do feel like that's what it is. The Three of Swords is in the advice, and that's kind of odd advice to me. I do feel like it's acknowledging pain, or acknowledging some kind of separation. So it could be either or, for depending on your situation. Sometimes if we've been hurt or disappointed, even, you know, we don't always acknowledge it. Or when something's over, we might not be acknowledging it because we want to keep bringing it back. But we have to acknowledge and say, okay, that made me sad, or I missed that, or I'm hurt. And once I can acknowledge that that was hurt, and sometimes you need, if it was someone, sometimes you need to let them know. So that then might be the hardest part, because it doesn't necessarily mean that you know, that they'll come back. So it's more of a, okay, how am I going to do this? So realistically, just really acknowledge any pain that you've had, or any hurt. If someone hurt you, if you can't acknowledge it to them, throw it out in the universe and acknowledge it to the universe that, yeah, I was hurt. Because a lot of times we don't want to admit that we were hurt. We try to backtrack it. Even if we say, yeah, that was a disappointing thing, or yeah, you know, that kind of sucked. But we don't say, yeah, that really, really hurt me. That was painful. And sometimes we just need to acknowledge that. So there you have your reading for today. I hope you liked that and it helped a little bit. And take care. Have a beautiful day. Whoops, maybe if I can hit the end button. Take care.